Alexis Vale was the face everyone wanted, flawless, fearless, and everywhere. Raphael Dean was the man behind the curtain, rich, respected, and ruthless. She thought he was her ticket to stardom. He thought she was just another name on a list. But when Alexis went missing, their secret world of beauty, power, and control began to unravel. And what investigators uncovered was darker than anyone imagined. In the sun-drenched hills of Los Angeles, where luxury cars purr through gated communities, and the air smells like old money and ambition, a young model named Alexis Vale had it all. Beauty, charm, and a promising future in the world of fashion. But behind her perfect smile was a secret one that would end in betrayal, obsession, and a brutal murder that stunned even the most jaded detectives. This is the story of Bold and the Beautiful. Look ahead. At just 24, Alexis Vale was a rising star. She walked runways in Paris, posed for designer campaigns, and lived in a sleek apartment, gifted by a mysterious sponsor known only as R. Her followers knew her as fearless and inspiring. What they didn't know was that Alexis wasn't just building a brand. She was building an escape plan. Alexis had recently confided in her manager that she was ready to break free. She never said from what. 3 weeks later, she vanished. The LAPD launched an immediate investigation. Her car was found abandoned near a hiking trail in Topanga Canyon, engine still warm. Her phone lay on the passenger seat, wiped clean. No fingerprints, no signs of struggle, no clue where she'd gone. Till a week later, when a body was discovered 200 miles away in the Mojave Desert. It was Alexis Vale. The condition of her body shocked investigators. Blunt force trauma, shallow cuts on her arms, and a chilling detail. Her eyes had been sewn shut. The killer had taken their time. This wasn't random. This was personal. An autopsy revealed a date carved into her ankle. March 14th, 2019. The meaning? Unknown. Detectives dug into her past. They found a diary under her mattress, encrypted and hidden. With digital help, they cracked the code. Inside were pages of notes, names, places, and a line that read, "They promised I'd be famous. They never said what for." At the center of her story was R. Investigators identified him as Raphael Dean, a luxury fashion investor with ties to at least 4 other models who disappeared in the last 5 years. All of them had vanished after expressing a desire to leave the industry. But there was no evidence connecting Dean to the murders, till they found the drone footage. A hobbyist's drone had captured footage from the canyon the night Alexis went missing. In the background, nearly invisible, a black SUV matching Dean's was parked near the trail. Inside, a figure matching Alexis's height climbed in. The vehicle drove off seconds later. Warrants were issued. Dean's home was searched. And what they found turned the case upside down. Beneath his home, behind a locked wine cellar wall, investigators found a room, stark white, clean, empty except for a mirror, a hub-backed chair, and dozens of USB drives, each labeled with the names of women. Alexis's drive was first. It contained videos, interviews, photo shoots, late-night recordings of her life, her fears, and something far more chilling. A confession. It's not hers. Dean was heard in the background detailing each manipulation. How he chose vulnerable women, promised fame, used fear to control them. And when they tried to leave, he made them disappear. The footage was enough. Dean was arrested. The trial was swift. Dean pleaded not guilty, but the evidence was overwhelming. The jury took less than 4 hours, guilty on all counts. But that wasn't the final twist. 3 weeks after the verdict, another video surfaced. A private message sent to Alexis's cloud account days before her death, from another model, still alive, still in hiding. She warned Alexis not to trust Dean, that he'd killed before, that she had to run. Alexis responded with just 2 words, "Look ahead." It wasn't a message of hope. It was a signal. Investigators believe Alexis knew she was being hunted, and she left the phrase as a clue. Her encrypted diary used those words as the decryption key. Inside, the identities of 3 accomplices, silent investors, unnamed, untouched. The case isn't closed. Alexis Vale was more than a model. She was a witness, a whistleblower, ultimately a sacrifice. She looked ahead farther than anyone expected. And now, the truth is just beginning to surface.